Welcome back to I Pick Passion and Funny. Today I'm sitting down with the incredibly talented and hilarious Katrina M. Harris, also known as Trina With The Truth. She's a comedian, actress, writer, and host from Detroit who's making big moves in LA. Her raw, relatable, and fearless approach to comedy has made her a standout voice in the industry, and today we're diving into her journey. We talk about everything: her path in comedy, the realities of Hollywood, and how she stays true to herself in an industry that demands so much. But beyond the stage and the screen, Katrina is also a mother, and she's been open about making the difficult choice to pursue her dreams while her children live in Detroit. We get real about what that means for her, how she handles it, and what she hopes her kids take away from watching her chase her passion. This episode is raw, inspiring, and full of laughs, so let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Katrina M. Harris. So I usually welcome to the show. First of all, Katrina,
Thank
welcome, welcome, welcome,
you.
welcome.
Thank you for having
Trina
me.
with the
I'm excited.
truth. Trina with the truth.
And keep it 100 with that tree.
Yes. All right. So I usually start the show off with an icebreaker. It's a game called Hella Awkward. I love this game. It's 4 categories. I'll give you the categories. You tell me which one you want to choose, and then of course I give you the question, you give me the answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have dating, we have real talk, we have sex, and we have relationship.
Real talk. Why not? Train it with the truth.
Okay, so life is fragile. So is money. Would you want 10 more years or 1 more million? So would you want 10 more years or 1 more million?
10 more years for sure. This life is full of surprises, full of fun, full of meeting people, full of experiences. I want the life. The
Exactly.
million, that'll come and go. I'm a Detroit hustler. I can get up on, and yeah, money come and go.
Exactly. I'm with you on that. We want the
Yeah.
years. We want the years.
Yeah.
100%. If I can say, okay, I can guarantee more years in this life, I feel like I've won. I feel like I'm doing,
I
you
feel
know what
like
I
I've
mean?
won.
Yeah. The
Absolutely. I
money,
want
the
to leave
money,
my
the money's
mark. I
cool.
want to.
The money's cool,
Money's
but
cool. That's cool. You need that.
yeah,
Yeah. Give me some years. Because time, you can't get it back.
you can't
Money,
get
you
it
can
back.
get again. You
Absolutely.
can't get it back. The moment
Absolutely.
gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. Okay. So, you're a comedian, actress, writer, host. When did you first realize entertainment was your passion?
Oh, I first realized entertainment was my passion as a child. I was the lead person in the plays. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school. So I played Mary. I feel like that was probably the first Black Mary they had in my school. I was proud. Here's what's so funny. Girl, we had a scene where we had to go through Bethlehem and they made a donkey for me to like march up through the gym because the gym was the theater. You know how it is in
Right,
school. You
right.
transform the gym into the theater. And they had to keep making that donkey wider and wider for my butt. It's like they never had a Black girl fit in the donkey. And every time they was like, nope, bigger, nope, bigger. Like, but
That is
yeah.
crazy.
But somehow entertainment has always found me. No matter what career I've had, I've got invited to do a commercial, got invited to do a play, the church announcements. It's just like that DNA was in me and I loved it. But I didn't think about it as a career until I moved to California and went to film school. That's when I said, people really make this a career. The things I see on TV are people just like me. And I've always wanted to shout out loud that I love it and I want to pursue it. Just coming from the Midwest, I knew my parents would have been like, yeah, no, go get a real job. And I had supportive parents, but I just was afraid to say that out loud.
Yeah.
I really was.
I
Yeah.
get that. I resonate with that so much. Okay, so being from Detroit and now living in LA, how has your upbringing shaped your comedic voice and your career?
Repeat that one more time, Eric.
So being from Detroit and now, of course, living in LA, how has your
Okay.
upbringing shaped your career or your comedic voice?
Wow, my upbringing has shaped my career and my comedic voice. I was raised in the rougher neighborhoods in Detroit, Michigan, and I've also was raised with all brothers. Most of my cousins were boys that I was around. I got teased a lot. And that just let me know how to not wear my feelings on my sleeve. So when I would create something, I come from the beauty industry. If somebody didn't like that hair, I wasn't first to cry about it. I would just recreate it. Oh, okay, you don't like it. So now in the comedy industry, I'm a roaster. Like I could take a good roast session with the best of them because I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve and I hit below the belt as well. But you have to, it's not that I was raised. Some people probably would have been extra tough. It's not that I'm extra tough. I'm extra creative and I always think outside the box because of it. So it just shaped me as an artist to find a different perspective, find a different avenue, and most of all, to not be the bad apple that spoils the bunch. Because when you come from a big family and y'all riding to school in the morning, one bad energy in the car could set everybody day off. So I grew up in teamwork and we're all connected, and that just really shaped who I am when it comes to having the right energy on set, or people want to work with me, not just because I'm talented, but because she understands teamwork. And that definitely helped me along the way.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I can tell you have brothers. You have all brothers energy. And that's not a bad thing. That's a compliment. But you give me that you don't take no stuff. You very much secure on who you are. You don't do all the fake, all the funny stuff. You like, look,
Ma'am,
yeah. You give me that
we don't
energy.
do fake.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it. Let's
Yeah,
say what we
yeah,
need to say.
yeah.
Talk about. Come on, let's do it.
I
Let's
love
handle
it.
it. Yeah.
I can definitely tell that about you. How many brothers do you have?
I grew up with two brothers in the household, and then I was 10. My mother remarried, and two more brothers came to stay with us. So that's four.
Okay.
And then my dad got with his wife, had one more boy. So it's
Oh my God.
five brothers that I grew up with in all. At the most that was in one house at a time, it was four boys and me.
Oh wow.
So, but and then, when them cousins come over, and I didn't shy away from that. I was the fifth boy. They didn't treat me like the princess and she's frilly and no, they was like she can handle it.
Tomboy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I grew up just human, no gender specific, nothing. Trina can handle herself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was your first big "I'm really doing this" moment in comedy or acting?
Ooh. Did you say big?
Yeah.
The
Like,
first big moment.
what was that moment where you were like, okay, the first big moment that you was like, I'm really doing this. Like, I can't believe this is my life.
Let me think about that. All right. It was big to me.
Okay.
The moment where I realized I'm doing this. Because you don't know you're in the career till you're in the career. You don't know you're in the middle of the things you pray for till you in them, and you're like, this is it. It didn't look how I thought it would look, but my gosh, this is it. So that moment for me, I was in film school, and my family, we landed a show on Netflix. And it was a reality TV show. It was Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. She teach you how to only keep things in your life that spark joy for you, right? That wasn't the moment. What happened is I had to miss a class to film the show. But then when I went back to school, I had a presentation. And my presentation was on Eddie Murphy. And in order to present on an artist, you had to present art that they inspired. So when I got back to class, after missing that class, I did an impersonation of the teacher. I did stand up in the classroom. And baby, when I got the laughs from my peers, the students, and they were clapping and laughing like it was a mini show, I was like, I am a comedian. This is what I'm doing. This is what it looks like to command the audience, have them pay attention, and then transform yourself to somebody that they're familiar with. And now they all laughing. And I told jokes about being a student. I'm like, I'm telling jokes. It's me. I'm standing up telling jokes. That's a stand-up comedian. And from that moment forth, I said, oh, this is what it's like to have a dream job. Because every job I had, I was good at. I got good work ethic. This time it was like, I want this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to breathe unless I'm doing this thing. And it was purposeful too. I was able to use all my gifts, everything I've ever learned, every experience I ever had. It's like I have been coloring with pencils, and now somebody gave me paintbrushes and markers, and I'm a professional storyteller. What? Like, it was magic.
Yeah, I could believe that. You give me chills. Okay. All right. So your comedy is real. It's raw. It's hilarious. How do you balance truth telling with making people laugh? How do you balance the two?
In my crew of homegirls, I am the storyteller. If we went on a trip and we came back and we telling everybody what happened, they said, no, let Trina tell it. Trina gonna tell it. And so I've been that storyteller my whole life. And so I use that on stage because it's a way to walk somebody into what just happened, or it's a way to walk somebody into how you see it. And so I use those real life experiences, and then I add what I saw that was funny about it. Because that part didn't happen. That was just my vision and how it came to me. You know how somebody say, what do they say? Why you think like that? You know, or everything you're thinking, you don't got to say out loud.
Right.
Now it's my job to say it out loud. Even though it didn't happen, I'm going to tell y'all what I saw, and I have to lay the ground so that y'all not offended. I got to lay the ground on why it's funny to me. And you actually, just by telling that truth, how I saw it and why it's funny, the truth make people laugh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something real that happened, and then something imaginary that popped in my head just for the sake of entertainment. So you can lighten up and laugh. Oh man, it's an incredible job. But they don't know what's true and what's not when you hit them with that.
Right.
Just because it was in my mind, it was real to me. So now I'm just sharing it, and you like, oh, this girl is crazy. I guess you like they be in the audience like, I guess I could see that. I guess it's like, because whatever you comparing it to, they be like, oh, okay. I ain't think of it like that. This girl is crazy, and it makes you laugh. Yep.
That's amazing. Okay, so what's been
Yeah.
the biggest lesson that you've learned from being in the comedy or entertainment industry?
The biggest lesson I learned from being entertainment business or a comedian or just outright living in LA. And I didn't grow up like this. I hate to say this. I really do. And I don't hate a lot of things. Jealousy is real. I never had nobody do anything out of competition or jealousy. Like I said, I went to Catholic school. I was raised in a big family. I'm big on teamwork. I'm big on sportsmanship. I'm big on I win, we all win. I've never seen so many people willing to do whatever it takes, even if it's something negative, to bring somebody down so you could step up. I'm in denial about it a lot. And I'm not no angel. I'm not saying that I'm better than, I just had never seen nothing like that. And it's a lot of people, you could be winning and they kind of mad about it. Like, how'd you get that opportunity? Well, why they didn't pick me? Instead of, girl, congrats. Let me know when you're ready to collab.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just from the women, the men as well. Because people, I get it. People been in this industry a long time. It's hard to look in the mirror and say, what can I rework about my art? Sometimes it may be, what can I rework about my personality? But they're looking at you like, maybe you slept your way to the top, or maybe that was your friend, maybe it was nepotism. Instead of just enjoying the energy so that it spill over on you. You know, God say, when you think about my cup runneth over, get next to somebody's cup and let that fall on you. You ain't.
It's enough for all of us.
Please.
It's enough for all
It's
of us.
enough. It's
Yeah.
enough for all of us. But that was eye opening. I didn't even think that was real. I just didn't grow up like that. Yeah. It's a lot of high school gossip. It's a lot of, you have to channel that out. Keep your head straight, focus on your art, and keep popping out when it's time, because that preparation gonna meet that opportunity. You gotta trust God. It's a lot of that. I thought I knew God before LA. LA will show you what you really believe and what you had the patience, faith, and hope for.
Wow.
I've been a faith girl my whole life. LA, baby, me and God, we be petty together. We be eyes open together. We be celebrating together. It's different.
Amen.
Oh, it's different.
Amen.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. Okay. Okay, so have you ever bombed on stage or had a moment where you questioned this path? Okay, how did you push through that? God, was it God?
Fortunately, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, the days that I question what I'm doing and where I'm at in my career and in my life are when it's slow. When you look at your week and you don't have anything booked, you don't have any meetings, because you're your own boss. You're only doing the things that you create or the people that are asking you to do a show. And some weeks, no one is asking you to do a show. And what you got to do is go do an open mic. But you're sitting there and it feels like you're at the beginning, because you're in there with people that maybe I was thinking about doing comedy, but you in there trying to work on your joke because you didn't have no work this week. And those are the moments when you question, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I really funny? And then I also question it sometimes when you don't feel like being funny. You're like, I'm about to tell the same jokes. I don't have nothing new to talk about. Like, what happened? Are they going to find this funny? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And then when it comes to bombing, I'm being honest. Truth is,
Okay.
I have never bombed or got booed. But when you are an artist, you hold yourself to your own standard. And one time I got twisted because I was getting ready to go on stage, and it was at a popular show out here called Chocolate Sundays. And I wasn't booked for this show, but somebody didn't show up, and the DJ said, put Katrina up. She's funny. I heard the conversation between him and the booker. The booker said, I'm not putting her up. She's not funny. I just heard her earlier this week. And when that,
It's
I hate it when the phone do that. Okay.
I love it.
I overheard the DJ and the booker talking. And when he told her, put Trina up, the booker said, she's not funny. I just saw her last week. And I'm thinking, who does she have me confused with? Like, is this one of them things where all black girls look alike? I don't know, but I let that get in my spirit. I immediately got my notes out. I'm going to crack their heads with this one. I'm going to do this with this one. And comedy is not that. Comedy is get up here, be in the moment, and have fun. You're already funny. But I was so focused on, I'm going to tell this joke, I'm going to tell that joke. And I forgot some of my jokes. And I got up there and I just started rambling. And I just was like, this is not happening. Now, granted, I got some laughs, but you don't want just laughs. You want to have fun up there. You want them to be like, oh, I'm about to follow her. You want to, your art should move people. Like the piece in the back. I want you to ask questions. Where did it come from? Every piece of art. You want people, what recipe did you use? It's the same thing in comedy. So that was the closest I've gotten to comedy. And it was, all right, she mediocre funny. And your peers are watching. And I wanted, the booker was, but I got a second chance to do it. But you gotta be brave enough to look at yourself and say, yeah, I didn't do that right. Let me see what happened and let me avoid that. You know, boxers can't box if they can't take a punch. So I understand that. I'm a get back up type of girl. All right, you
Yeah,
I know my
that's that
purpose.
tomboy in you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You better
I know
get
that's
back
right.
up. You
I love
better
it.
rocky that thing.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah,
So, okay, so you wear a lot of hats. Okay, comedian, writer, actress, we covered all that. Okay, do you approach
yeah.
each of them differently? Or do they all tie into the same creative muscle?
Acting, comedy,
Uh-huh.
hosting, just me showing up anywhere. I channel the same thing every time, everywhere I go, which is the truth. They need to change the word acting to becoming. You can't get up there and just say those lines and have like an elementary school, the world of imagination. No, 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 no. If you're crying, you better internally understand something real that you're crying about, not say the line. You can't get up there and tell jokes, and I can't tell jokes about things I haven't experienced. So if I'm getting up here talking about what it's like to be a lesbian, I don't know what that's like. I could probably find something funny about it on the outside looking in, but baby, the audience is gonna pick up on that. Now it ain't even a show. People pick up when you're ingenuine in your acting, in your hosting, in your comedy. I could show up to the party and I'm like, hey girl, that's cute. Oh, now you being fake. If it ain't cute, don't say it. You see what I'm saying? But you better compliment something else. I bring real everywhere I go. I love things that are real. Even I used to draw pencil portraits of people. And people would say, how'd you get it to look just like the person? I didn't draw anything off my imagination. I drew the lines and the features exactly how I saw them. This is not a caricature. This not a cartoon. This person wanted something that looked just like them. I gotta actually mathematically place each feature where it is, whether it's unsymmetrical or not. I am bringing real to everything I do. That's the one thing I have nobody else has. My real. I'm bringing that every day, all day. Yeah, that's the gift.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, yes. Keep showing up as
Yeah.
you, girl. Keep showing up as you. Okay. All right. So, have you ever had a mentor or someone who helped you navigate this journey?
Right. I want a mentor. I've always hold my hand. I want to call them and I want to ask them about what just happened. Even as a mom, like, I don't know if you know, I have two kids in college. And it's not like I don't have a mom, but my story or my journey is way different than hers. I can call her on some things, but so I have not had a mentor, but I'm going to tell you, God said, baby, whatever you need, I'll be that. My kids have mentored me. Do you see? It's certain life experiences. You can find the voice of a mentor everywhere. You just have to look for it and you have to listen. And I'm not trying to be all preachy. This is just my truth. My truth is, Katrina, you might not be able to call that one person, but I'm going to get a word to you that's going to lead you and guide you because you're going to keep making this roadmap yourself. You're going to be all off track. You're going to be all out the way. You're going to waste time to where you're driving to. But guess what? Your auntie may call you today. And you know your auntie, maybe you didn't know that she used to host parties. And now you're trying to produce your own comedy show. She about to tell you how to hustle them tickets. Yeah. You never thought. And so certain situations and certain people will mentor you in the moment. But I always look for guidance. I'm not a person that think I know it all because I don't. And so I'm a researcher. So I'll call people that I think or I just listen. I'm a people watcher and I'm like, if I don't have to go through that, I won't. And I've never met a person that don't like talking about themselves. Haven't met one. So people love to talk. They want to share their success. They do. And when you ask them, like even you asking me to come on the show, I'm like, who, me? You know, oh, you want to hear about my story? Yeah. So when you ask people that are in higher position, it pays homage, it pays respect, and hopefully they'll share the knowledge. And but I have some people that I'm fans of, and if I ever come across them, I just outright tell them, you know, I'm a fan of your work. What'd you do? Or if you, or when I was married, I'm divorced. I would ask married couples, just if you could only tell me one thing that I need to know, let me have it. I'm that girl. I just ask.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm very inquisitive like that. I want to know, you know what I mean? And it helps you, gives you knowledge to take in life, whichever direction, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely, I've always been that curious girl. I want to know. I want to know.
I want to know.
Share with
I
me.
want to know
Share
so
with
I
me.
can understand.
Yeah, I want to ask
Share.
questions and all the things. That's why, hence why I do what I'm doing right now. I love the act.
I love this for
I love
you.
the,
Yeah.
And I was going to get into you being a mom because I do know that you are a mom. It's funny. You kind of like, it was like a full, I was like, oh, I'm about to go there anyway. So you just
We
took me,
getting there.
you just took me right there. Okay. Okay. So you've been open about your children. I'm making a choice to go back to Detroit, right? While you continue pursuing comedy in LA. That's such a big and complex decision. How do you handle that emotionally and mentally? Or how have you handled it? Because you said they're both in college now. So how did you handle that?
Right. I didn't handle it.
Okay.
I did not handle the decision of allowing my kids to go stay with their father while I was in film school and pursuing comedy. We were going through a divorce. And I can't say that I handled that thing. I can say that I survived it by the grace of God. I can say that I made my decision and I stuck with it. I can say that even hearing you ask me about it is about to give me the pink nose right now because I still can't believe I made it and they're okay and I'm okay. What?
Yeah.
Being a mom will just bring you to tears, period, because it's an honor. It's an honor. So I didn't want to feel like I quit on that. And so what happened is they wanted to go back to Michigan. My husband and I decided to part ways. And I had to understand I'm no longer submissive to him. What is it that I want? Now that he's no longer my covering, what do I want? And the kids will have to follow suit. But so often, moms make the decision of, let me see what the kids need and want. And I can't tell everybody what to do, but that wasn't in my spirit in this season. There are plenty of times I've sacrificed for my kids. This wasn't that time. I finally went back to school. I finally found my passion. They were old enough to understand that when they said right and that they would be cheering me on, I swallowed that and kept going. And I just remained in touch with them. I visited every 5 weeks. I sent stuff. I sent money. My family all lives in Michigan. I would coordinate. Can you pick up the kids? Can you, just so they would still have my influence? And I thought there were days I thought that my influence wasn't prevalent enough. There were times I would go visit them and I would say, I apologize. I should have been here. I'm a very accountable person, even to a kid. A lot of people be like, a kid, I ain't, that, you know, no. Let me be accountable. You know what? It's my job to be there for you. You felt I wasn't. Even though you could have called me, you wanted me present and here. Let me hold your hand and tell you, I apologize that I wasn't here, but you made it. But you made it. And you are watching me make it. And it just matured us all because I was the type of mom that loved so hard. I was an enabler. I want to make the lunches. I want to be a day maker. I want to put the smiley face on the pressed juices. I had the whole family vegan, so we wasn't getting sick. I'm running the show. Everybody getting their needs met except yours truly. I had to relearn who I was in my age, whatever that decade is. I ain't gonna speak on how old I am, but a lot of prayer, a lot of discipline, a lot of apologies, a lot of tears. A good girlfriend of mine, she called me Bean from Trina Bean. She said, allow yourself to feel. We don't like to get all emotional. We don't be liking to cry. I ain't no punk. You know, as a mom, you don't have time for no tears. You got 2 minutes, then get up and be gangster because you might have a field trip to volunteer on. So just watching my ex-husband, watching him dad and really trying to make that work, which he did. Yeah. I thank God for him and I tell him that all the time. And we're not on the best terms, but I'm still big enough to know what it's like to feel the pressure of raising kids because even though we were married, that was normally my role. So now that he doing it, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you get it. It's like, I see you and I appreciate you. You handling that helps me handle what I need to handle as I pursue what I'm doing. And God kept giving me just enough. Like the doors that have opened today, now that we have that empty nest, are the doors I wanted open back then. But I still was mom. It ain't no getting out of being a mom. That's a permanent position. And I was flying in for basketball games. I was flying in for track meet. I flew in for homecoming. I'm coordinating open houses and prom send-offs. I'm still doing their hair. Both kids was wearing locks. I mommed that thing. Do you hear me? And I was proud of my efforts because I ain't no quitter. And it was days they felt abandoned and they had to tell me and I had to take it on the chin. Not that I abandoned you, but that's how you felt. Baby, you know what? Your feelings are real. What can we do?
Yes. Yes.
And my kids, when I tell you this is my son's second year of college and my daughter's first year, and I hear them saying and practicing the things that I instilled in them. And I could just hear God telling me, you always gonna be in their life. When you see them, Mom, you know I did. I'm like, you did what? Mom, you know how you taught me. Mom, you know I did. Mom, you know I folded my own clothes. Mom, you know I didn't get in the line. Mom, you know I apologize. Mom, you know. And it's like you were listening and I'm still present. And every friend that I came across in Detroit, they said they remind me so much of you because I kept thinking they would lose me. It didn't matter how much I kept flying back because when I saw the kids, I would see everybody else's influence. I'm like, you sound just like your dad. You did this the same way your dad would. Oh my God. God gave you two parents. I'm supposed to be there. You'll beat yourself up when you go into that mental merry-go-round. They start talking like me, doing stuff. I will never not be in their lives. I will never.
Sure.
I learned that lesson in that whole experience. And I had to focus on what did you learn, Katrina? Because there's no losing. You win or you learn. And I learned a lot. I'm more vulnerable and open to them about the truth about who I am. Because mothers, we shield it. The babies and the toddlers aren't ready to know the real you. And that's why you do it. So it's justified. But there comes a transition when your kids get a certain age.
Yep.
Where you got to expose to them the real you because they're going through them same real things. And they need to know. They need to know the mistakes you made and that you are not perfect. Reveal it as a mom, reveal it to your kid. And some people be like, can I cuss on here? Don't cuss.
Yeah, no, you can cuss.
Some people be like, okay, some people be like, when is the day you found out your mama wasn't shit? You see what I'm saying? Like, or you caught your mama in a lie, or you see your mama bullshit, or you see your mama. It's that kind of thing. And you're like, they're going to look at me different. Yeah, they are. Because they're seeing you watching them trust through stuff and lie, all the stuff you gave them spankings for. Tell them about all the spankings you got. Right. Tell them what you did today and how you messed up. You didn't do your calendar right. Tell them you was late. All of that. All of the flaws. There is a season where a parent exposes the flaws to the kid and it'll help them grow because all those flaws ended with success. You still here. Absolutely. You're 100% for not quitting. So God dealt with me on all of that. I wouldn't change none of it. I wouldn't change not one drop of it. But going through it, I ain't handle it, Erica. I was, and I talk about it on stage like I'm a gangster. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Because it's just funnier the other way. It's like the truth is the things that happen. The funny part is how I act like this would have been funny if this what I did. No, I didn't. I'll be in here in the dark. The kids FaceTime me. They're like, what you doing? I'm like, I think I'm about to go and I'll be doing nothing, just crying.
Big of you though. And I just feel like that's a word because that's a lot of mothers, as you said, that's not a lot of mothers' truth. Like a lot of mothers become very, they say when you become a mom, you have to give all of you, right? And you kind of lose those parts or parts of yourself being a mother. And I just feel like it's very big of you when your kids were of a certain age, which thankfully they were, and you were like, okay, I'm gonna, I release you to your dad, to be selfless enough to say, I'm gonna release you to your dad and I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna pursue this. And I just feel like and still being in touch. Of course, you're still a mother, but a lot of moms don't want to be without their kids and they can't. They just, and to be like, I'm going to be out here and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this work. You know what I mean? And I'm going to that's so big of you. That's so big of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When your own mom is telling you this isn't right. Yeah. When my brothers called me and told me, absolutely not. To stand on that. When the people closest to me telling me, it's no way. But I think that it spoke volumes to let my husband, who was my good friend for many years, to let him know that I trust you. You gonna be able to do it.
Shout
I
out
know
to
he gets
him.
that. He may not never say that, but I'm just like, he thought he wasn't, because when you married, you talk about getting a divorce and who gonna get the kids, and he would always say like, I'm gonna mess these kids up. I hope that today he's probably laughing like, no, I did it. I didn't mess them up.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. And shout out to you
him. Yeah.
for
Thank you.
being selfless. And I love that. All right. So
Yeah.
okay, what would you want your kids to take away from watching you chase your dreams? What would you want them to take away from it?
From my kids watching me still pursue my second career, because I don't like to say it like I'm chasing my dreams, because it just sounds like you going after something. I'm enjoying the journey of it. I tell them whatever you pursuing, enjoy all the moments. If you I compare it to growing locks. You cut your hair, enjoy the afro. Okay, the next step is you getting cone twist. Do you like the cone twist? What looks, what fit can you put on with that? Then the next stage, okay, maybe you pinning the side over. Okay, now you colored them. That's what I'm doing. The career I was in, my body said, no, you can no longer do that. I was a hairstylist. My hands and my back started failing me.
Yeah.
And so I went back to school to do something brave. I wanted them to know there's bravery in knowing what you're good at. What comes effortlessly to you, you can turn it into a career, whatever it is. You have many gifts. You have many gifts. You may change your career every 20 years. That's age 20, age 40, age 60. Don't be afraid to go back to the beginning. Don't be my kids' takeaway, or whoever is watching me, it's the fearlessness. You're going to be who you are wherever you are. Trust that I made the first thing, I can make the second thing. Trust your gifts. I don't believe God gives you dreams to just play with you. I really don't. Otherwise, it wouldn't have never crossed your mind. So I want them to go after things that even seem unconventional. If you know you're good at something, if you know it makes you happy, pursue happy.
Absolutely.
That's my rule. Yeah.
I love that. Yes, 100%. And I said selfless. I don't know if that would be because I said shout out to you for being selfless. Would that be considered selfless? Because a lot of people would say, I was thinking about that as I was listening to you because I thought about what I said. And I was like, a lot of people, because I'll speak for myself. I am not a mother, but I have always said that, I've been back and forth. Do I, want a child, or at least because I'm at the age now where I'm getting close to like, okay, girl, what you going to do? And so not that I love kids, but I feel like at this stage of my life, it's funny because I feel like I'm a little bit. I wish I had done some of the things I'm doing now beforehand, but I feel like I'm in where I'm supposed to be right now. And I feel like at this point in my life, I'm living a little bit for me. And I feel like to be a mother, not saying you have to, because you're a perfect example that you don't have to give up those parts of yourself to, you can still have the things and still be a mom. Right. And so I feel like I was like, is it, because I've often said, is it being selfish? Am I being selfish, or is it selfless? Like, because to be a mom, you're supposed to become more selfless, right? And kind of give up. So is it selfish to say, oh, I'm just going to do what I want to do and I'll get to motherhood if it comes? Or is it like, you know what I mean? So I was wondering, I was like, which one is that, what people say is selfless or selfish? I was just wondering that.
I'm going to keep it, Erica, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. The truth is, people look at the word selfish as if it's a negative word. Yeah. Because they think you don't share. Yeah. And it's not much in this world that we don't share. But you need to fill your cup before giving something to a child, something to this world. How are you to affect people with an empty cup?
Right.
That just doesn't even look attractive. Nobody wants to be around anybody that is minusing their score because they are always so empty. You have to be selfish in order to be selfless.
Amen.
If you're not worried about you, now you can give. Because don't it feel good to give? It feels so good to give. I got married to give. I had kids because I had something to give.
Yes. Yeah.
But then along the way, you lose it and you stop filling up. And then people are going to call you selfish. No, you got to get selfish.
Yes.
You have to. The best friend is the friend that takes care of herself. If I take care of myself, when my friend calls me, I got something to give.
Absolutely.
But if I'm always giving it, now when she call me, girl, I can't. This my last 20.
Exactly. I'm depleted. I have nothing.
I'm
Left.
depleted.
Exactly.
And then she worried about you in the middle of her worries. If everybody would be a little more selfish, we wouldn't mind being selfless. I want my
Yes.
$1,000 to feel like $1. When you call me, I want to be like, girl, get it back to me when you can. I ain't thinking about that. I ain't thinking about that 1,000. Yeah, so it's like that with my kids. My daughter just came to visit me for spring break. And if I wasn't in a position to host her, then I wouldn't have been able to do, she would have been worried about me. So as I was out here separated from my kids, I had to get selfish because they're in another state. How they gonna focus at school if they worried about their mama out here on the side of the road or having to do strange things for change? Girl, get it together so people ain't worried about you.
It's real.
Then they'll know you to be a giver because you protect and you guard filling up your own tank. We need to normalize being selfish a little more and not look at that as a negative word. If you had more, you would be more selfless.
Let me tell you.
Focus on, Steve Harvey said the best thing I could do for poor people is not be one of them.
Okay. Amen. And I have to say I agree with you because for so many years I've always been the type I give. You know, I am a giver, right? But it got to the point where I didn't have anything left for me. I was like, what about me? I'm giving so much of myself. What about me? I want to live for me. And so I'm at the point now in my latter years of my 30s. And I'm like, oh, now I'm wanting to live for me. And I'm like, okay, Erica, your time, are you going to do this thing or what you going to do? Yeah. But I'm like, I'm still not ready because I'm living for me,
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you'll be surprised, Erica. Let me tell you this. Nobody is ready for motherhood. It's not something you're ready for.
Yeah.
It's something you do. It's just like when people transition in this world. Nobody's ready to lose a loved one. But when that loved one passed, you do what you got to do. You get the obituary, you book the church, you find the colors, you do what you have to do. When you become a mom, it is scary because you're thinking, me, them. How am I going to take care of a life when I'm trying to take care of my life? Girl, God is a bad mama jamma. Let me tell you, I look back on how I used to make it work.
Yes.
I look back, most moms look at it like, how am I functioning? How am I doing this? How? But that is what makes it so regal about the person or being that created you. We don't know how, but it keep getting done. People keep getting raised every day off less. Yeah. It's women with less that raise 4 or 5 kids. Who am I to say I can't do it?
That's so true.
So I'm just saying, if you feel it on your heart to adopt or to get with someone and, you know what I'm saying, procreate, just know God said it's your turn, it's your time. Everything that child gonna need gonna come from you. And that's the most thing that moms deal with as being moms is, am I sufficient enough? Do I have it? Is it? Yeah. Everything that baby need, God said, this the perfect match. I'm gonna pair this baby with this mama. I'm gonna pair. That's what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, girl. And when the kids look at me, if they see a weak person, I'm bringing weak energy into the house. If they see me looking bad, moms be yelling at their kids. You ain't going outside looking like that. Well, how are you looking? When last time you got a facial? When last time you got your toes done? This is what I did. This is why I know this so well. How am I wanting them to come outside looking a certain way when I don't? How am I wanting them to step up front and sit in the front seat in the class when I'm scared to even say I want to choose a different career? How am I bringing this scary energy into the house? And I want them to be brave. People be like, be the change you want to see in the world, man. Be the change you want to see amongst your friend group. Be the change you want to see amongst your kids.
Absolutely.
It becomes hypocritical and it's indirect and it's not intentional, but at some point, be what you talk, be.
That's what you preach.
Practice what you preach. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I love it.
And it'll magnetize. The things you want will magnetize when you are them yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I 100% agree with that. I love it. Okay. Okay. So what keeps you motivated to keep going, even when it's hard? I know faith, God, prayer, what your kids, but is there anything else that keeps you motivated?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, Erica. Okay, let me get it together. I can't believe I'm giving these type of answers, but this is my truth. I like winning. It feels good. It feels good for people that have invested in me, whether they be ancestors, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, my own parents. There's a lot of people that sacrifice for me, that have invested time, energy in me, and I feel like I deserve it and they deserve it.
Yes.
That motivates me. When you think about what you deserve, we'll be out here dating guys, and I didn't deserve that. I didn't. Well, do you treat yourself like what do you think you deserve? I deserve to win. People deserve to see a winner, and we're all connected in that way. All the way back to the ancestors, like people have been planting seeds and years and years and years for me. And my faith, whatever I believe, my higher power can't get any glory out of me losing. People would be, if I'm Hindu, they'd be like, yeah, she didn't make it. I don't even know if Hinduism was real, she'd have made it. Everything I stand for, that motivates me.
I love that. When I think of what you're saying, I hear obedience. That's what I hear.
Okay.
So like, you being obedient. Like if you're obedient, then how can you lose, right? If you're doing the things that you're called to do and you pray about these things, how can you lose? That's what I hear, obedience.
Right.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and don't be scared if winning looks different. Winning may not look like what you thought it would look like.
Absolutely. It never, half of the time it does not. We be like,
It does
that's
not.
we be like, Lord, that's not what I asked for, but okay.
I wanted to open a hair salon. I opened said hair salon, and I was like, what was I thinking? I wanted to be married, and I got that husband, and I was like, what was I thinking? I wanted to be a mom, and I was like, why do I keep praying for this bullshit? I don't know what the. But now that God, here we go. That's why I stopped asking for stuff. I just started thanking God for the stuff.
Right.
I ain't asking no more. I'm sabotaging me.
Throw my hands up.
God.
Lord, I surrender to whatever you have for me.
Baby. Yeah, I don't want. Now he hungry again. He don't even grocery shop. I gotta cook for him and clean. What?
That is so funny. Okay, so if you weren't,
True.
It is, girl. If you weren't in entertainment, do you think you would still be styling hair, or what would you be doing if you were not in entertainment right now?
I love culinary. I'm a foodie. I love cooking. I love baking. And now that I'm vegan, I've been dairy free for 15 years, and I've been vegan for 9 years. And I love flavors. But the things, I always pick something that has to do with my body. Like I'm a server at heart, but things that are physical, and I will work myself to the bone. So I don't even know, like even when I'm cooking, I can hardly hold a cast iron just from how many press and curls I used to do back in the day and sew-ins. And I'm just like, girl, you can't do culinary either. Only thing you can do is stand here and tell your story. So acting and comedy, it is. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to find another man to serve, and believe in his dream. Listen, God, if it's not you, I don't want it, Father. So show me.
Man, I love it. Okay, so what is one piece of advice that you give to someone trying to break into comedy or entertainment?
Ooh, it's not something you break into. Follow the things that are follow the things that you are magnetizing. Okay. If you got to break into it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Okay. I don't even. Yeah, these things that you are supposed to be doing kind of follow you, and you have a passion for it. It should not be super difficult. And if you want to be an actor and actress, you should love auditioning. If you don't love auditioning and reading scripts and reading lines, you might want to rethink that. Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're on the production team. Maybe you in wardrobe, hair and makeup. Yeah. Because if you don't like the process of it, baby, you're not gonna get there. So my advice would be follow the things that are following you that actually, make you passionate. You got to see your gift. If ain't nobody ever told you, if nobody ever told you was funny, don't get up here and just tell a joke. Don't do it. If you've never been in a play and some things should just align.
Just be natural.
Some things should align.
Just be natural.
Yeah, it should be natural and organic.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to break into it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
That's
Follow what follows you. I love that. That's just I love that in itself. Okay. So if you could perform or act alongside any comedian or actor, whether they're dead or alive, who would it be?
Actor and work with all around would have to. Oh, that's tough. I immediately was gonna say, okay, can I give one for acting and then one for comedy?
Absolutely.
All right, acting, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is a genius to me in acting and in movies when it comes to film.
Agree.
All right. Comedy, it's gonna have to be Eddie Murphy. It's gonna have to be Eddie Murphy.
Huh?
It's going he was and the only reason I'm saying Eddie Murphy and not Jamie Foxx,
Mm-hmm.
Fox wouldn't be here without an Eddie Murphy. The
Mm-hmm.
way he broke into action film and we lost silly Eddie and believe action Eddie Murphy is
Mm-hmm.
beyond belief. All the character work, his stand-up work. He wasn't afraid to collaborate. Eddie Murphy Raw, his stand-up, Keenan Ivory Wayans helped write some of those jokes because as comedians, we have these stories, but you got to share them with somebody else and you got to welcome their feedback. So when Keenan Ivory Wayans collabed with Eddie, now we have Eddie Murphy Raw. You can't be afraid to let somebody punch up your joke or, help you rewrite a little bit of your script.
Yeah.
That's called teamwork. Okay. So
Huh. I
yeah,
did not know
I got
that.
to work with Eddie before he stopped doing what he doing because that's why I got into this. And Eddie even tried to sing at one point. It's like
Yes.
all these comedians like Little Duval got, I'm living my best life,
Right.
right?
Right.
We got that chick Angel. She had give me one margarita. I'm going to open my leg.
Yeah.
Like you can lay your music. It's art inspiring art. I love it. So
Yes.
it's Eddie Murphy for me all day.
I
I
love
would have
it.
picked Richard Pryor, Red Fox, but they didn't do it all. It's so much when
Yes.
it comes to being a professional storyteller, whether you on the stage, on the film, in the series, whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great answer. I'm with that. Okay. All right. So, what's one thing that you wish people knew about you beyond your public persona? Like beyond comedy and all of that? What's something you wish people knew about you that they may not or be unexpected about you?
I wish they knew I don't have an ill intention bone in my body. So just know anything I say, I'm not trying to ruin your day or destroy your character. I'm simply just trying to have fun. I'm simply trying to have fun and laugh. I never a lot of people you can't say never, you can't say always.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person, even with my ex,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna wake up and say, let me ruin this person's day.
Mhm.
What are they doing so I can post something negative? What am I doing so I can destroy? I'm gonna get back at I can't see me thinking about somebody that much to where I'm gonna do something negative to mess them up.
Right.
Now I'm gonna defend myself. I ain't no punk, but I don't have a malicious bone
Mhm.
in my body.
Mhm.
I don't think that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to invest any energy in that. I
Yes.
just don't. I can't even see it. I'm not going if you and I are roommates,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna take your coffee cup because you left the sink nasty. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I just can't see me thinking about you to ruin your day.
What's your sign? What's your birthday?
I'm a Libra. My birthday's October 3rd.
Okay. All right. I knew. So you're
Yeah.
October. I was thinking Scorpio.
Okay, November.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm October 26th. I'm the end of October. And
Oh, okay,
my
yes.
sister's a Libra, and hers is October 10th. But I
Wow.
was thinking Scorpio. You just give me that same because a lot of what you're saying, I'm like, okay, I echo what you're saying. I'm like, okay, all right, I concur. I concur.
One of
Sounds a
my
lot
good
like
friends is a
myself.
Scorpio. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
October 3rd. That's so
Yeah.
funny. That's so
We
funny.
close.
Yeah.
Girl, it's wild. I just don't though. I don't try to mess up nobody's nothing. I'm not a sabotager.
No.
You're not, yeah.
I'm too
I
busy
didn't
worried
sit here
about
plotting on
me. I'm
you.
too busy. First of all, I'm too busy worried about me and what I got going on. Why am I trying to? I don't have time to.
I don't have time to set you up.
Yeah,
Girl,
no,
bye.
no, it's not that
Yeah.
serious ever. So I agree.
That wasn't my motive.
No,
Yeah.
no, never. All right, I love it. Okay, so what's next for you? Do you have any upcoming projects or any goals or anything that you're excited about that you can share?
I do. In stand-up comedy, there's so many ways to be funny. You could pursue a podcast next. You could go on tour next. You can start being a content creator with your skit. You always have acting auditions and movies and films, sitcoms, and commercials out here. So I just recently joined a commercial agency and I'm hoping to book a couple more commercials, maybe be a spokesperson for somebody. I mean, who knows? Acting
Congrats.
is my passion. Thank you.
Yeah.
Acting is my passion. It was that before it was comedy. I just understood though, however I could tell the story, whether I'm in front of the camera or behind the camera, because again, I went to film school. So I worked in production out at Transit Pictures and Kev on Stage Studios. I do a lot of production work for Corey Holcomb with his music videos. And so I'm good with that. But coming up, I got a skit partner. I'm getting ready. I think my next step is the content, how I see it. reenacting skits and posting those on YouTube and just showcasing my funny and my acting abilities a bit more on my own, because we be out here auditioning left and right. And so I'm like, the commercials and the skits is where I'm headed. And those are two that I can definitely talk about because that's what I'm working on. You just try to keep working and
Yeah.
create your own path. I was producing a comedy show and that was fun, but it's a lot of promotion and entertainment. I ain't following stuff that don't make me happy. Putting them seats, filling them seats, and managing them tickets, and talking
Right?
to the. No, I just want to show up and tell my jokes.
Yeah.
So, all right, that wasn't it. And that's how it is. You got to be willing to say, yeah, I did okay at that. So let me move at something that I'm great at. I didn't get in this to just be okay. So
Well,
yeah, I finally found a skit partner.
shout out to you and all of that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Cause your goal, I think I heard you speak about one time that you want like a one woman show, or you want like was it a sitcom or something that you kind of want built around your, like, your skits and stuff like that. Right? Have you spoke about that?
Yeah, my end game is to have my own sitcom series.
Right.
Mary Tyler Moore Show, Steve Harvey Show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper,
Uh-huh.
the Jamie Foxx Show,
Yeah.
the Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
I want that one, and I need my perspective because in 2025, the way the woman is showcased is a bit different, and I just
Mhm.
look for opportunities to have that nice, nasty message, or that is America ready? Because Miss Pat show, shout out to Miss Pat on BET.
Yes.
That woman told her story.
Yes, she
Oh, I
did.
love that series.
Yes.
So that's really what I want. I want a platform just like Blackish. I want to tell my stories in a serious way. The dramedy. It's the dramedy. I'm gonna take that real thing. I'm gonna show you how to laugh at it, but we still gonna get a lesson
Yeah.
out of it. So that's the end game. And that's where, all right, I'm gonna start with the skit. Maybe somebody ain't found me on the writing collaboration just yet, but I'm always writing it. I'm changing the characters. Like, who is gonna be my bread man from the fifth floor? Who is
Right.
gonna be my,
Yeah.
who are my series regulars?
Yeah.
And so I teeter with that. So I'm hoping that the skits will unleash some of that. Or I'm hoping that as I tour, because I'm getting ready to be on tour doing comedy, got to get these cities together.
Mhm.
D Girls comedy is what I'm working on. Female comedians from Detroit called D Girls. And as I do that, you never know. There could be writers and producers in the audience
Yep.
that just see it the way I see it. So
Yep.
you always on stage got to portray the character that you want somebody to cast you as, for
Yeah.
real. So
Yeah.
yeah, I always keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? That's
You already
You're
know.
right. I love it. You look, Trina,
Yeah.
that's all I have for you, girl. That's it.
Thank
Thank you for
you,
coming on. Like this
Erica.
was so good.
This what I feel bad. You know how you just talk to some people and you just feel like, all right, what's next? I feel great talking to you. You have a great energy, sis. I wish the best for you and your platform and all that you're doing. Who knows? Next time I talk to you, you might be like, girl, and I'm pregnant. You never know. That's how people life just get flipped upside down.
Don't you be like, look, I wasn't even ready, but okay.
But okay, I guess this is what we doing.
That's
You
what
just
we
never know. So
do. Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching your story, checking in, checking
Sure.
on. Yes,
Same,
yes.
same,
And I
same.
appreciate you inviting me. Yes.
Yeah.